Hey everyone, today we're back and we're gonna do something new for our subscribers or anybody else that's in the chat. We have three options today. We are going to do review of your current AD lineup or suggest you a current AD lineup, or three AO options or how to fix your AO. So I'm in channel 771. I will go through a few people. That way, you have an idea for yourself. Maybe you're in a similar place as a person I'm looking at and can use the same ideas. So we're gonna start with C. Thomas 1. Gonna rate your AD lineup. So for this AD lineup, this thing, I'm not too sold on this monster unless it's on Swift. I can't even click on it. The light horse. If it's on Swift and it brings up the anti-buff, then I think it's good because it naturally has the 24% speed lead and it'd be very hard to Lucian, but this would die to people who run a very slow Tiana on 100 resistance and they will hope for the derp. The only way it counters Lucian is if the horse goes first, and then it forces someone to contest speed lead and Lucian. And whenever you're building a defense, realistically, you're only going to counter one defense, like one offense, either Tiana or Lucian. You're never really going to counter both of them unless you have Light Panda. So I think this one, it counters Lucian more if it's built correctly than it does Tiana, because I honestly think that a lot of people already bring in slow Tianas against strippers and just hope it misses, and then it resets the playing field because your Jean would do nothing because Tiana's still on Will. So overall, I like the idea because Ratesh is the threat here and it counters Alicia, but the Horus does need to be on Swift for it to work. So I like the idea. I haven't faced it yet, so I don't know the execution. I don't know your runes, but I like the idea. All right, moving on. All right, GZ. GZ, what number are you picking? Do you need a review of your current AD lineup, which is this? I don't think you do, or suggest you an AD lineup. I gotta fix that because it's not current. All right, 2, he says. Okay, so he wants a defense to use, and I'll be explaining my idea behind his defense. Okay, so the first thing I look at is, do you have stall units? And the stall units I see is right here, and if you haven't seen the video, check out that YouTube video about stall defense. So you have 1, 2, and that's it for stall. No Camilla, which is a little bit painful. And you have fire units. Fire units, first thing I look at is usually Perna, Rakan. You don't have any of those. No meta fire monsters. And for wind, the easiest way... Sorry, for fire, you don't even have Harmonia. Harmonia is one of the easiest monsters to run on stall. So that's an option. Your Triana... This is built nicely, and depending on your rank, you will need to speed up the Nemesis so it cuts in against Lucians. But generally, I think this would work because it's really tanky, and I think you're about the Conqueror level, so this would work in Conqueror. Good stall unit. This is not usable because it's not built properly for arena defense. Okay, the answer to your problem is, because you're not ranked highly, let me just look at your profile. So you're on the Conqueror range, C2, C3. The easiest way for you to push without sacrificing all your runes on all your account to make a real good defense is really just running arena. And if you decide to run this, it's built properly, I like it, double Nemesis will. But I'm afraid I don't know if this is fast enough. might not. I don't think it's fast enough for G1. Might be for your C3 level, but to cut double Lucians or what single Lucian, I think this needs to be a little bit faster for G1 quality. So I would stick with stall. Like if you want to threaten someone and fake it, they can make this think that's swift, and you run the HP lead on this Rena, and then your Triana, and then something else, like one more, and that's up to you. Could be even this, could be even this. This is not built correctly. Never mind, it's not unviolent, so don't do this. Could be even this for stall, and this is built an R5 build. You need triple HP for it to work. So I would recommend you to run something stall-like, like running this, just scaring them off, pretending it's a swift segment. Because in C3, G1, the bliss is, there's so many people, and you're not going to guarantee you finding them again. So it's really hard to farm someone 5 times over the course of rush hour in G1. So you can just scare someone. And I don't see a speed lead like Vanessa to pair up with this unit, or a Chiwu, or another. Like, there's no other speed lead here, so you can't contest. So I would just run stall and use the HP lead with this. And because it's a fire unit, it goes well with your arenas. Alright. Water Dad says 3. So 3 is AO options. Okay. So you're in C2, and the E is in Conquer. If you have a Tiana, honestly, Tiana requires the least rune quality, because you can put it on very slow set 100 resistance, and then your attack bar boosters, your damage dealers only need to be speed tuned to your very slow Tiana. So off the bat, we find, is there a Tiana? We have Tiana. Tiana is built incorrectly. If you're in this Conqueror range, you don't even need it to be on Swift. It can be like plus 100. As long as if you're going second, and I guarantee you, there will be stall defenses, there will be bruiser defenses in the Conqueror range that run no stripper. And even if you run a stripper, you can hope that your 100 resistance Tiana, check out my video if you don't know how to build it, will either one derp, resist the strip, and then you reset the playing field. So this is what I suggest you do. Build it properly, and then what you want to do is you run 2 damage dealers. You have this unit. This is the prime unit. So you can, I believe, like if this was like 100 speed even, you can reduce this even further, but I don't think you want to drop it that much. You don't need the accuracy. I think your accuracy is coming from random subs. Oh, this is a really good rune. Yeah, they're coming from random subs, right? But you don't need accuracy. So I think your primary AO will be Alicia plus 1. It could be Perna if you really need to do single target. But out the bat, there's no Zyros, right? So it means you're not resetting anything. So it might be, if you might be shying away from heavy wind units. Unless you use Perna to one-shot. You have Ganymede, Alicia, Galleon. That's also an option. You basically run Alicia using 3rd skill into 2nd skill twice. And then you have this unit. And this unit, although you have this unit as well, right? But this Charlotte here, if you choose to Devil Mod it, it provides more control by doing glancing and reducing the attack bar, and then you can use your Alicia to go after your Charlotte. So that is your win threat, or it could be your bomber, but this would have to be built on a crit damage build, in my opinion, because just bombing one target is really not enough. And if you decide to run something like this, if you complete your Swift set, it'll be about something like 150, right? But you can drop it to have a resistance 100%. And then if you find yourself contesting, like you need to contest like maybe a Molong, right? You know Molongs aren't really fast. And if you're like 100 speed Tiana and you have a speed lead, then you're likely going to go before that Molong. So that's why you keep the speed leads in your back pocket. When you run Tiana, it is very much about keeping your supports in, your Galleon Tiana, and then you're changing your DPS units. This will be your counter to any Halfus teams, Perna teams, even Vanessa teams. Because when they come back alive, they have no HP. So I think your main AO will be Alicia, Charlotte, and then for your fire team, you're going to be using single target or your Daphnis. I don't think you're using this because it's on some random units, and I highly doubt this is something you're going to be using or double modding. You have 2 Tianas worth building both. If you have 2 Tianas, it's worth building both at a later stage of the game. The reason I say that is because if you have a very slow Tiana and you speed tune, so you have one Tiana here that's gonna, let's just say if this is stat, right? Your slow Tiana is this speed, and you speed tune your DPS to go with it, right? But then you have your second Tiana that's gonna be 150 speed, for example. 170 speed. It's not going to be speed tuned to this unit right here with 79 speed. So it only works out if your rune quality as you go up works that way as well. So I don't suggest you build it now. I would build it later. Galleon, I'm sure he has a Galleon. It's probably in the storage. If you don't have Galleon, the event is out there. And you don't have this max skilled. Well, you do. So it's max skilled, but to be honest, the meta, I don't really think it suits double water because of Triana. So if you ever find yourself in that solution, like fire heavy, just use these 2 or use this one and this one to block off healing. All right, moving next. Emu. Review your current AD lineup. Okay. So your current AD lineup. Off the bat, 2 things I want to see here is the Samoth needs to be speed tuned to your Tiana. And then if your Tiana is not on will, you're going to get Leo'd. So if you get Leo'd, your defense is automatically bad because someone with Leo has 0 rune quality, and then your 400 speed Tiana is having 0 speed. And same thing with your Rakan. It's very I don't know your runes here, but the Rakan, it's very unlikely it's speed tuned to your Tiana, and that's why it's usually a control unit that can just control and have high speed. So do you want me to look at your runes or not to expose it? I think you should change your Rakan, but the meta is speed Tiana meta in G3 right now. So your Rakan can literally be anything that is speed tuned to your Tiana. You have a will set for her? Okay, as long as your Samoth and your Ratesh is speed tuned to your Tiana, and I know your Rakan isn't because it's really hard to get really beefy stats and be speed tuned on your Rakan. Overall, runes pending, I know is a G3 material. Oh, please. You have to do 1, 2, or 3, Lady Tenshi. Same with you, seems. Mr. Ham Ham. Mr. Ham Ham is in Conqueror 1. In Conqueror 1, this AD is not good because my assumption here is your Ryan is going to go first, and then your Bastet boosts up, and then you maybe one-shot something. In Conquer, people will outspeed each other because in Conquer, they don't belong there. They're too lazy to do arena. And the easiest way to make sure no one hits you is to run something that takes 5 minutes to clear. Something that's stupid, hard to clear. So your Ryan probably looks like it's fast with like less than 10,000 HP, I think. Right? None of these units are insanely fast, which means I can run anything that's faster than this unit and outspeed you and clear you in turn 1. So for you, Mr. Ham, I would run something slower. Or sorry, slower, beefier, and stally. If you haven't checked out my YouTube video on how to build stall defense, check that out. I'm sure it would do way better than this. There's not much threat there. Supertramp says 3. AO options and how to fix your AO. So you are in Guardian 1. In Guardian 1, I assume you have the rune qualities to use Lucians. And if you don't have a Tiana, let's see if you have a Tiana. No Tiana, and off the bat, I see double Lucian. So this is G3 material. So that's not your problem. Your problem here is these are not speed tuned. You're 7 speed above. They're at a decent speed and they hit hard, but this one you can trade off. Like, you can see the damage differential, right? You're missing about like 25 crit damage, and I like my Lucians to have the same amount of output, and this one is not even on will. So think about it this way: if something procs Nemesis like a Praha, and it goes up to like 3/4 HP, and your second Lucian hits like wet noodles compared to your first one, then you're not going to finish it off. So you really need to maybe grind up some runes, change or get some new ones to make sure that the output here is also speed tuned here. And if you're not able to do that, maybe you need to consider to use a fluffer Lucian, because I don't see a fat Lucian, which means you're not hitting Nemesis healers, because there's a risk that you're going to get cut in and your Lucians don't do enough output. So that's probably how to fix your double Lucians here. Either make a third one, or you need to change the rune quality on this so it's equally as strong as the first one. I know at 93 speed it is doable for G1. I don't know about G2 because there are a lot of Nemesis healers. You don't have a fluffer Lucian, you don't have a fat Lucian to counter that stuff. And I also don't see a... You might be using this as your immunity. Yeah, I don't see a fat Lucian. So I think though that's how you fix your double Lucian team. And also, do you have an Alicia? No Alicia. So sounds like, and you have no Raki either. So having a fat Lucian is gonna prove hard to you if you don't have 44 lead, and you don't have a Zyros to go in as well. Did I see a Bastet? No Bastet, which means you are not hitting any Halfist teams either, unless you have a Wusa in your storage. So your options are very limited. You're exclusively double Lucianing, it seems. So you gotta be very picky in what you hit. Alright. Supertramp 3. I just did you. Seems 2. We're gonna do like 2 more after this, and we're gonna call it done. Seems is in Fighter 1, and he says 2. Suggest you a AD lineup. Okay, if you're a fighter, and I guess maybe you want to be Fighter 3, and you want to push, it's very early in the game for you still, and in Fighter, it's all about rune quality. You can toss in 4 random monsters, and if your rune quality is good, you'll stay up. So it just seems like you're very fresh to the game, and AD really does not matter to you at this point. And judging by your monster box, you have a lot of new toys that you aren't building. But you can build something very scary. It can just be 1, 2, 3, and like a fire unit. Like it could be even your Veramos, to be honest. I would definitely put this unit in and this unit in, because they have naturally higher stats. And then the Samoth it is a scary unit, regardless if you're going first or not. Like, coming back alive and killing the rest of the team is scary in itself. So you have 3 units right here that you can use on your defense. And then you can use something like your Belladon even. Like a healer. Don't worry too much about Arena. It comes naturally as you farm more. If you want to do well in Arena, make sure you farm Giants. Lady Tenshi. What is the number again? 2. 2 is suggest you an AD lineup. Okay, so you are in G1. So, sorry, Conquer 1. In Conquer 1, like I said before, it is typically just running stall. Conquer 1 people they all come different shapes and form because they don't do Arena. And running a speed team in Conquer 1 means you're not going to be fast because you got to be speed tuned, and you're going to decrease the rune quality in general to be speed tuned. And if you're not speed tuned and the enemy goes in, it means you're in a derp or you're not synced, and then your team does nothing and they cut you. So that's why I recommend just running stall defenses. So do you have a Camilla? No Camilla. But you do have a Praha. Not on the right build though. Praha, in my opinion, at lower levels for stall, it has to be double Nemesis Will to just cut in and heal up your whole team and waste their time. You do have a Perna, that's nice. Perna is always a good stall monster because it acts as a pseudo healer and also stall and a threat. Ooh, I like your fire threats. Your fire threats here scream that you're not getting Lucianed. So why don't we just build a team where you're not getting Lucianed instead? Okay, I want to use this unit, but this has to be on an HP rune, not a defense rune. So just looking at your box quickly, finishing it off. Another Perna must be nice. What I want to run here is we're going to run something extremely stally. Let's see if you have double mods here first. Okay, you haven't maxed this unit. And have you maxed this unit? It's maxed? Okay. So what you want to do here is you run Rakan lead. And then you run Kumar. You have double fire to counter Lucians. And then you have your Triana. And then you have your Praha. So if your Praha dies to, let's just say, like one-shot something, right? Maybe someone wants to squall it, they want to Lucian it, they can't because you have your Triana. And this Triana just needs to be thick enough, maybe even triple HP if you have a spare one, or if you're not using this for anything else, triple HP even, to just live, and then have your Praha to heal up your whole team, and then you just slowly bruiser and whittle them down, because if they took 3 minutes to fight you, you've already won the battle. If they're bruisering you, you already won the battle. Because if you're clearing faster than you lose, you naturally will go up, right? And if you find that maybe this unit's not working and you need another threat, I feel like this could be interchangeable. But I feel like these two units are very stally because they're naturally tanky, they do damage, and you have a 50% HP lead. So, and maybe another alternative for you, I don't see any speed leads. If you don't want to run that team and you run something maybe different, trying it out, I don't see a speed lead here. This is reasonably fast for C1. Did I see a Samoth? I don't think I see a Samoth. Do you have a Halfist by any chance? Halfist by any chance? No. So it seems like your only speed lead is Sierra. So if you decide to run something that you want to first turn on, like a threat, it's going to be this unit, Kumar, and it could be your Fire Druid, and it could be your Perna, but 77, the only problem here is 77 speed is not speed tuned to your Tiana, right? And I don't think you want to re-rune, I don't think you have the rune quality to make this speed tune, because you'd be sacrificing so many stats on these runes here just to get speed. Like, you'd be changing all of these runes just for speed, so that's not going to work out. And that's why I suggest you just build something tanky instead of something that may win because you get first turn, because you'll be sacrificing so many stats just to get speed, to be speed tuned here on 173. So that's my thought process here, and that will be my last one. If you guys like this, we can do more in the future, and we'll post it on YouTube. Just drop me a follow on Twitch, YouTube, Twitch when I go live, Discord when I go live, and thanks for